Hello, it's finally back, your Sussex by the Sea podcast. I'm your host Chris Laverick and this is episode 30 and it's a packed Super Sammy Adams special. In ode to this utter legend's upcoming testimonial, we talk all things Sammy Adams with Hastings boss Chris Agutter with just a little bit about pre-season and Aggie trying to compete with Ben Pope for debonair hairstyles. Then we hand it over to the four tops themselves, Craig Stone, Jack DIXON, Sean Ray and Kenny Pogue all talk about the great man. After all that, we have Adam Smith for the HUISC talking what the supporters club's been up to and what's next. Enjoy, Hastings fans. Over to our Supremo, Chris Agutter. I just wanted to just kick it off with just about pre-season, just how you feel it's shaping up. So now you've got the boys back.
Yeah, good. Been back in on the 5th of July. She's only been back in a couple of weeks. Played 3 games, won 3 games, but it doesn't really mean anything at the minute. Main thing is getting people back used to playing football again, especially the older ones. Obviously, a lot of the younger ones have been part of the college program, so they've been busy and stayed active and stayed familiar with the ball, but a lot of the older ones obviously just need to get back used to it again. So, and on top of that is minutes on the pitch, competitive minutes, whilst making sure we don't get any injuries. So, and touch wood at the moment, we're all right on that front.
It's funny, when I went to the Upfield game, I was thinking Ollie Black's trying to injure himself, isn't he?
Yeah, typical.
Yeah, it was there. It was in that Ollie Black zone. Do you know? You're like, he's going to go flying in, and he just got fresh air there, didn't he? But
yeah, not the first time either.
No, and I'm sure it won't be the last.
No.
Just to say, a couple of the younger lads that were playing, like there was obviously Freddie, who personally, and the few of us that were there, very impressed with for a first game, particularly in those conditions.
Yeah.
And that young Jamal came back into in the second half. I thought he started putting himself around a bit more. So I mean, there's quite a number of great little young players coming through. I mean, it's there's a real good supply and a real good group of players year on year that we're spoiled with from the academy, and it's more a case of where the opportunity arises within the first team squad rather than who the best player is. Because I think there's up to 10, 15 players that are probably nearly ready for first team football, certainly could be trusted in a first team environment, but obviously where the first team have done so well last couple of years, there's not much room at the inn. And, you know, it's obviously we've had a couple that have moved on to a higher level, which has obviously opened up a couple of opportunities. But, for example, like with Jake going, it gives us an opportunity to bring a defensive player in from the academy. Now, whether or not that's the best player that we've got or the next best player in the academy, we're not sure. But if that's where the opportunity opens up, it is what it is, really. I mean, it's nice that you're trusting the players. You know, like the fact that you're throwing them in. Well, you're not even. Actually, I'll take that back. You're not throwing them in, are you? I mean, they're just fitting straight in, and they don't look out of place. I mean, as I say, Freddie did not look out of place at all, and that particular. I mean, I didn't see the other game, but like the Upfield game, the horrendous conditions. I'm amazed that game got played, but I know it was pre-season, and it's helping everyone else out.
Yeah,
it's a proper tenacity on the lad, and he's got a shot on him.
Yeah, no, he's done really well. I mean, but in terms of the lads fitting in, this is the advantage of all the first team staff working across the 23s, 19s, and 18s. Is the lads are already familiar with a lot of the ideas that we have at first team level, so it helps their transition if and when that happens to first team. But most importantly, we've got really good young players. As I said, it can be frustrating for some younger players at the club because, as I said, there's a lot of quality there, and a lot of them are, certainly could be trusted. It's just where the opportunities arise within the first team. So, but yeah, we are really confident in the fact that if we did get injuries or if we lost players, rather than has to look outside the club, we can look within the club, which is what we've been working towards for the last sort of 3 or 4 years since we've been there.
Well, so, right, what is the mood in the camp, right? Are we smashing it? Are we smashing it this season?
It's all business, to be fair. It's there's a lot of hunger. There's a lot of winning fuel in there off the back of what we've been through. Confidence as well, because we know when you see the fixtures come out and you see all them teams there, we can sort of look back and go, well, we've beaten them. We've taken points off them. So confidence, but not arrogance, definitely. Also, even more, I mean, when I saw the fixtures come out, initially I was really excited. I thought, brilliant, here we go again. It sort of brings it to life. But then also part of me did think, Christ, are we still playing these teams? Yeah. Which is frustrating. But again, like for me personally, and I'm sure it's the same with the lads, it's the same for the staff as well. So it's very much a case of, obviously I'm sure there's frustration at playing the same teams again, but also we can take confidence from it, and also it's makes us more determined to get it done again. But what I've had a few people sort of say, "Oh, yeah, Hastings will smash it or Hastings will win it," and I'm keen to point out to people that what we've done in the last 2 years is really difficult. And if it was that easy, Hastings would have gone up a few years ago when they spent a lot more money than what they do now, if I'm being brutally honest. So we can't, what we can't do is, and we're not getting carried away by any stretch in terms of what the task is like in front of us. We know how hard it is, but what we've experienced, I think, only puts us in good stead. And I think with a different type of manager and different players, complacency could potentially step in or slip into the camp. But where I'm the way I am and the way the lads are the way they are, it doesn't really, it's not really on the agenda, really. It's just a case of first game, Herne, brilliant. 3 points, that's what we'll work towards, and then the next game, then the next game.
No, yeah. You've got the Jose stare now. When I was at the Upfield game, I was having a look, and we didn't start particularly well, but I mean, it doesn't matter. It's pre-season, and I could see you looking like, and yeah, I could see you didn't need to say much, but
nah, I'm getting more mellow now as well. Yeah, much more mellow. Yeah, it's the thing is as well. I like to think that I'm learning and on an upward curve. As much as we've got brilliant young players, I'm still young or relatively young and inexperienced to what I do. So hopefully, I'm in a better position and to manage the team than what I was 9 months ago or whenever it was.
Yeah, you forget now. We've just had 2 years of
Wow.
Well, okay. Well, now moving on a bit, Chris. Let's talk about the great Sammy Adams. Testimonial coming up.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the man?
Well, there was a reason that in the first training session after I was named manager, he was named club captain. He's humble, hardworking, committed, honest. What you see is what you get. Doesn't tell you what you want to hear. Doesn't tell his teammates what they want to hear. Tells them what he thinks they need to hear. Good, bad, or indifferent. Leads by example in terms of his attitude and desire. Is an all-round really good bloke, and someone that I personally hope would become a lifelong friend, no matter what happens in terms of how long he plays and how long we're together. He's an absolute monster of a footballer, but an even better person. So, in terms of what he's achieved as well, is that amount of games, especially when you see year in year out, you see the same players but at different clubs. Sometimes some players get 4, especially a few of the lads from Kent. That some of them work worked through 4 clubs a season, and you think Sam Adams, the amount of appearances he's had is incredible. So repaying his loyalty. There's so many. I could sit here for 20 minutes and just talk about Sam and why he deserves it. But I think he's sort of. I think the stats speak for themselves, to be honest.
Yeah. No, yeah. From obviously from a humble fan point of view, he's just such a consistently good player. You can see how he marshals the team when he's on the pitch, and got a great little free kick on him, and just got so many happy memories. All the goals he's got, and all the vital challenges, and they're bloody hell. I mean, it's just Well,
it's the things you don't see as well. Is he never not trains. He's always there. He always stays behind. He always gets there early. He always comes up to the office to chat. He always, as I said, stays behind. Like last night, we were having dinner after training, and he's the one player that goes around tidying up all the plates and cleaning up and just making sure the pilot bar is left how it was found. It's just by the way he conducts himself, he sets a standard, and he doesn't need to try. I mean, people talk about standards and culture and values and stuff like that, and I think sometimes there's a lot of people that talk a good game but don't live it, whereas he, just the person he is, sets a standard for the rest of the group. It's almost a bit, sadly, it's old school type of behaviour that I think unfortunately is getting lost a little bit in modern society, and I think it's great for the younger players and the senior players just to see him leading from the front, not just on the pitch but also off the pitch as well.
In terms of leadership, do you ever think he might look to go coaching or at all? Do you think is any of that in him?
Well, I've said to him about joining us. Oh yeah, I've spoke about it a couple of times, and originally he said no, not interested in doing that. But from before that, I would never move Sam Adams on. He would, all the time Sammy wants to play, he'll play. Even if he's 45, and I was still manager in 10 years' time, which, as far-fetched as that sounds, genuinely, I would still, if he wanted to play, I'm sure he'd still be able to run around and produce what he does. So all the time he wants to play, he'll be out there. And as I said, we spoke about the player, potentially being a player coach and stuff like that. And originally he said no, but for the first time, because we spoke about, he might not thank me for saying it, but Sammy said that if and when we win the league this year, that'll be him done. And he said it for the last 3 years: win the league this year and we're done, or he's done. And he did say for the first time the other day that if we won it this year, then he'd look to carry on at the club if we'd have him and stuff like that.
Oh,
so
nice.
As a coaching role, I think he could definitely do it. It's. I don't think there's much that he can't do, to be honest.
No, it will. Well, us humble fans hope that he does stay on. Thanks for that, Ags. First,
pleasure.
I can't leave you without asking you about this Ben Pope hair that you've got now. What's
Ben Pope? It's not Ben Pope yet. No.
It was the angle. It was that little angle there.
No, the problem is because I've got the window behind me.
Yeah, that's it. Oh no, that's better. Yeah, okay.
No, it's not quite Ben. It's definitely not Ben Pope. Please don't tell me that much. Don't tell him I said that either. I can't pull off his haircut. But it was long. Did you see when it was long a couple of weeks ago?
I don't know. I can't remember the last time I did one interview with you. You had proper mad hair at that day.
Well, it was a photo of me on Twitter, and it looked like I'd stolen a football kit. I looked like I should have been in it. But yeah, so I got it cut. I do that. I grow it long, and then I think I look all right. Then I see a photo, or my wife tells me you look horrific, and then I think I need to change it. Then I get my hair cut. I think it's not too bad. So
no, it's looking tidy, mate. Looking tidy.
Yeah, sorry. It's because I had the window behind me. Sorry.
Yeah, it's an honest mistake to make.
No, that's right.
No. Thanks ever so much, Chris, and looking forward to football.
Yeah, definitely. It'll be good to see everyone. I can't wait for the first home game just to see everyone there. And just to get, when we saw when Hastings hosted the England games the other week with the big screen, and just gets your buzz back for.
Yeah.
It was funny. Every time they sung the Gareth Southgate song, I was waiting for that. You were wearing jeans, and I was like, and every time, I've genuinely missed it.
I was in that crowd, and I was like, "Oi, it's a Sasagi song. We singing this?"
I did want to say something, but there was an awful lot more of them than me, so I thought I better not do it.
All right, mate. Well, listen, take care, and we're looking forward to football, aren't we? So,
I'll see you soon.
Yeah, well, you will see us soon. All right, and you take care, Chris.
Cheers, Chris. Take care.
Bye-bye. And now over to Sean Ray. Sean. Yes. Sean, sir. Sam Adams' testimonial coming up, a well-deserved testimonial. Your thoughts on Sam?
Oh, on the football pitch or off the football pitch?
On the football pitch, if you want.
I would say absolute winner, dedicated, hard-working, humble as well. And just an all-round, what I'd like to call good guy, really. He's got a great attitude, trains hard, plays hard, and he's great to have on your side.
Yeah. And as you said, off the pitch, I mean, I don't know the man off the pitch. I've heard lots of good things about him off the pitch. So, I mean, yours.
Yeah, you should. You probably wouldn't. I don't think you'd find anybody, really, that's got a bad word to say about him. He's humble off the football pitch as well. He's a really good lad. He's a grafter. Works hard, and he looks after his family. He's got a lovely family, and that's his life really, is his family. So but a really, really top lad. And I've had the privilege of playing alongside him. I've had the privilege of playing against him, and I've also had the privilege of managing him, although only for a few games.
Yeah.
And he's definitely the sort of player that you want in your changing room, and I'm sure Aggie will tell you exactly the same thing. He's probably more old school in the fact that he's not afraid to say his piece in the changing room, and if people are not pulling their weight, he'll soon tell them. But he's also one of the nicest people you can have as well.
I mean, when did you first meet him then, Sean?
I think I'm right in saying he was about 17 when he first came over, and he was fresh out of Tackaway, I believe, at the time. He was about 17. I saw him play a cup final up at the Firs, just as he was finishing under 16 football, I believe. And I saw straight away, I was talking to a couple of people and said he looks a great football player. And then obviously Neville Southall brought him over and into Hastings and just had so much talent. But I think Sammy's biggest problem when he was younger was that he could play in so many positions that nobody really knew where his best one was. And he was, he was played in lots of different positions himself, and he'll always tell you when he was younger he wanted to be a centre forward. But sometimes he played right midfield, centre midfield, played in the 10, played up front. But he just got on with the job, got on with it. And like I say, and then I've stayed friends with him ever since.
Well, so I mean, have you got any favourite moments on the pitch with him?
On the pitch, I always remember the Dover game, the semi-final. He got sent off after about 15 minutes, and you could see he was absolutely distraught at that time. But then, obviously, after the game, because we still went on and won, he got to experience still that good positive side of it. Yeah. And I just always remember him, especially when he was younger, just the goals that he scored. I'm sure it was, I want to say Dulwich Hamlet at home. He was right out on the right-hand touchline, about 30 yards out, and he just drilled it straight into the top corner.
Yeah, he's got a shot on him, hasn't he?
Unbelievable. And it's one of the best goals I've seen. But I've just shared so many good times with him on the football pitch. And bad times, but it's the bad times that obviously makes you stronger and brings you closer together. But just what an absolute incredible football player, an incredible guy.
Yeah. You got any funny moments that you're willing to tell us?
God, do you know what? I can't, off the top of my head, I can't really think of any, to be honest. Just had so many. He was just always laughing and joking, Sammy. Always wants to be a part of the fun, and he's just, like I say, I mean, Aggie will tell you exactly the same. Absolutely lucky to have him. Because I'm sure he could have gone on a lot higher, especially when he was younger. I always remember when I left and went to Ashford, they tried to sign him as well, but he was on contract at the time, and they couldn't agree a fee with the club. But I was desperate for him to come over with us. And it's just wherever I went, you just want people like Sammy around you. And that's why when I was manager, it was one of the first things I tried to do was get him back in. Yeah. He's just, that's probably the biggest respect you can pay to him, is the fact that one of the first players I wanted to sign was Sam. Didn't quite work out, but I got him later on. That was the main thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's just like I said, incredible human as well.
Well, absolutely. I mean, what are your thoughts on his future? Because he obviously he's got at least a few years left in him.
Yeah.
But do you feel like he might look to go into coaching, or?
I hope so. I really hope so. And whether that's in the first team environment or whether it's in an academy environment, he's definitely got something to give. You think all them years of playing at a good level, and some people think it's easy just to turn up and play 600 games, at non-league level across 5 or 6 different clubs is hard enough, but to do it for one club is absolutely amazing, and that takes some sheer resilience. You've got to have that, because that's a few years, that he's totting up there, and when you're working and you've got a young family, especially in the winter when it's hard and you're travelling away, and you're getting home at 1 o'clock in the morning, then you're getting up for work at 6.
Yeah.
It's hard going. It's really, really hard going. So you've got to have a lot of resilience in you to do that, and it just sums his mentality up that he's done it for that amount of time at such a good level.
Yeah.
But he's definitely got so much to offer. He's probably still got another year or two. You look at him, and again, I'll keep going back to Aggie. He'll probably tell you he's one of the fittest I expect, because he always has been. He's probably one of the fittest still around the club now. I'd imagine he still absolutely loves his football and lives for it. So he's probably got another year or two of playing. But if I was Aggie, or if I was Ben White, I'd be talking to Sam now about bringing him onto the coaching side of it, whether that's first team or in the academy. 100%.
Yeah, I know. I mean, us Slowly fans, we're all really looking forward to this Tuesday. I mean, it's going to be special. Playing the Spurs as well. I mean, it's obviously Sammy's club. And it just should be a really nice event.
Absolutely. If people like Sam, 600 odd games, absolutely fully deserves this night, and I just hope that he gets the turnout that he deserves. And then, like I said before, I just hope that he does get involved in the coaching side of it, because if you're a youngster coming through the academy, what a person to look up to if he's coaching you.
Yeah.
It's so I really hope that, but I just hope Tuesday night goes as well as what he wants it to.
Yeah, we're all cross fingers with that. Well, listen, Sean, thanks for your time, and thanks for your thoughts on Sammy.
You're welcome, mate.
And here's Kenny Pogue.
Hello, mate.
Hello, Kenny. How are we doing, fella?
I'm very well, yourself?
Yeah, I'm at work, but other than that, Kenny, again, it's lovely to have you on. What can you say about Sammy?
Just an absolute role model, isn't it? Everything about him, on and off the pitch. Yeah, everything about him, mate. It's the sort of player you want in the team, in the dressing room. Yeah, do you know what I mean? He'll go through brick walls for you, and he sort of carries himself the same way outside of football. Obviously, I'm close with him and his family. I've been for years and years. My wife's very close with his wife.
Oh, right.
So we're around each other a lot. And I reckon in 16 years we've probably had one argument. So he's just one of the guys. We just seem to click and get on. But yeah, like I say, in regards to football, he's just everything you want in a player. He can do everything. Literally do everything. I've seen him score some fucking outrageous goals.
Yeah.
I've seen him do things with the football you wouldn't think. But it's crazy how he's never really played a league football. Is a bit beyond me, but yeah, no, he's something else to give.
Yeah. So I mean, when was the first time you met him then, Kenny? When was that?
First time I actually played against him. So I was playing for London FA and he was playing for Sussex.
Oh, right.
Obviously before I moved down here. And I think we beat them 3-2. I won't tell you how many I scored. We both played against each other. Still got the match programme indoors this day.
What? Really?
Him in the Sussex team and me in the London FA team. Yeah, so that's how it actually. That's the first sign I ever did. We played at Lancing, I think it was, and this is going back when I was 15. So Sam must have been 15 as well.
Yeah, I mean, did you put a few challenges in on him or what? I mean. Did you test him out?
To be honest, I don't think there's any of that. I just know I scored in that first person. And then, like I say, when I moved down here and went to Hastings under-18s, I think, that's where I first went to. Yeah, that's where I bumped into him. I remember the first training session. I can't remember who I went to. I went to someone, and I see this bloke in an old Nike TN hat, pulled really tight. He had Reebok Classics on, I think, and I just remember looking, who's this kid? And then before you know it, he just put every single shot top corner, literally with his left foot, right foot, and I just thought, wow, never seen anything like it. He was literally unplayable as a kid. He just scored from anywhere, just literally took the piss out of people.
Well, I mean, what's any particular favourite moments, Kenny, when you've been on the pitch with him?
I've been sent off because of him. When we was younger, I think my mum even come down for the weekend to watch. Yeah. And we kicked off, and Sammy decided to shoot from the centre circle and score. But the referee didn't think it went in, so the referee went and asked their goalkeeper if it went in.
Hey? Really?
Because it went through the net. It went through the net and out the other side. So obviously he's gone to ask the goalkeeper if did it go in. He said no. And didn't give the goal. So I've gone absolutely crazy and maybe two over the top, and the referee decided to send me off. So that was one of them. But like I say, I've probably played 200 games with Sam, so there's quite a few incidents and moments we've had together. But yeah, I mean, there's always some sort of story to tell. But no, like, on a whole, mate, it's just been a pleasure to play with him.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think also about his future? Where do you see him? Do you see him going into a little bit of coaching as well, or?
Yeah, I can't see why not. I mean, obviously the experience he's gained over the years and the amount of games he's played, possibly might be a bit of a waste just to leave it there. But then again, he's got another baby and kids, and he might be looking forward to spending time with the family. But I'm pretty sure you won't see the end of Sam to some sort of extent. I'm pretty sure he'll be back somewhere along the line.
I think
he deserves all the credit he gets, mate. To play that many games for one club is, I mean, you know yourself, in non-league football, a lot of people jump at the chance.
Yeah, exactly.
To go somewhere else or 10 or more. I mean, it's just what happens, isn't it? And I know we had a spell at Hive together, which was enjoyable, but just to play for your local town and club, it means a lot more than anything else. And for him to do it the way he's done it, it's fair play to him, mate. I'm proud of him.
Well, thanks for your thoughts on Sammy there, Kenny. And take care and have a good afternoon, all right?
Yeah, sweet, mate. Take care.
Yeah, see you, mate. See you again.
See you, pal.
Bye.
And here's Dicko himself, Jack Dixon.
This is super. This is Dicko. Dicko is on the podcast. Jack Dixon. As you say, a few words for Sammy. Just your thoughts on the man.
Yeah, obviously he's a good friend of mine. I've known him a long time, playing with him as I was a younger kid coming up, and just being associated with Hastings and Ray. And I've always admired Sammy, not only as a player but as a mate as well. So, and he's at the stage of his career where he deserves his big day, especially with Tottenham, being a Tottenham fan. And I'm really pleased for him, to be honest with you. It's if you love Hastings and know Hastings, everybody knows what Sammy is, what he stands for, and what he's about, and everyone knows the kind of player he is and the kind of bloke he is as well off the pitch. So, yeah, I'm really pleased he's getting his big day. I'm happy to be a part of it, like the players are as well, and I'm sure it'll be a good time for him and his family to be there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when did you first meet him? Can you remember the initial first meeting, Jack?
I must have been probably 16, 17, maybe, coming through the ranks at Hastings. I think he must have been playing under Tony Dolby at the time at Hastings. And yeah, he was obviously a big player, a young player. He's a few years older than me. I think he's 5 or 6 years older than me. But, I knew what he was about straight away. You can see the kind of player he is. He's a leader on and off the pitch. As a young player as well, being there and being as a vice captain to him now at the club and seeing how he is with the young players coming through now, he was exactly the same as these ones, as he was with me. Approachable, leads by example. You could feel comfortable talking to him about stuff on the pitch, but equally, if you do something wrong, he'll dig you out for it, and he's known for that, and that picks you up as well. If you learn to take it and you want to progress in football, you've got to learn to take a bit of a bollocking sometimes when something wrong. Doesn't matter what level of football you're playing at. And Sammy does that. He ticks all the boxes for the right person to captain the club, and off the pitch as well, he's just a top guy and a family man. So as good as a guy is as you can get, pretty much, I'd say, my opinion of Sammy.
All right, Jack. I mean, you got any favourite moments at all?
Trying to think favourite moments to date. A lot of my memories of Sammy have always been either playing against him. He's had spells outside of Hastings, got his testimonial, so it's crazy to think he's played the amount of games he has, and despite having a few seasons elsewhere at Hive and at Rye. I've always loved playing with Sammy. I've always loved playing against Sammy. And, he'll tell you sometimes he's hated playing against me because of the character I am, and what I do on the pitch, and wanting to win all the time. And I'm sure Sammy will tell you, but I love playing with Sammy. I know that you know exactly what you're going to get every week. You're going to get someone that's going to go to war for you on the pitch, and he's going to lead by example, and he'll give you 100%. And all the players will vouch for me in saying that with Sam. They know exactly what they're getting with Sam. No particular standout moments, to be honest with you, with Sam. I just think every opportunity that young players get coming through the ranks now, with Chris bringing them in, and his mates as well. Me and Kenny are quite close to Sammy. Some other lads are quite close to him. Just appreciate every chance you get to play with players like Sammy and blokes like Sammy, because they're rare these days. To play with your mates and to play with the kind of player that Sammy is, on the front foot and being a leader, it is rare. So, my one bit of advice would be to the young lads is to just learn from him. He's approachable. Speak to him. He's a good guy. Yeah, take it all on board.
Yeah, I just want to ask one other question, which was just the thoughts on his future. Like, he's still got years left in him if he wants 100%. To. But
he's been saying for years, look, this is my last year. But I'm not even joking. Every time we come back to he's one of the fittest blokes. He's just naturally fit. He could have 6 months off, 6 years off, come back and still be box to box. It's just the way he is. It's the way he's built. He keeps himself fit during the season. He goes for the odd run here or there. Even if he has 6 weeks off, it was like he was playing yesterday. Do you know what I mean? He's just one of them guys. So Sammy could play as long as Sammy wants to play. Obviously, he's got a big family now and a young family. If things get difficult for him to continue, then I'm sure he'll make the decision to do it. But if he doesn't, and Chris will back me up in saying this, he can play at this level for as long as he wants. And that is no joke. Like, he can honestly play until he was 40. And I look up to him in that sense. I'm only 30 now, but similar position on the pitch to Sammy. I love the club and love playing football every week as much as Sammy does. It's our release. And I look up to Sammy as probably what, for example, players would look up to James Milner. He just plays every week, and he's 35, 36 next year. You just want to play as long as you can for at the best level you can, because once that's gone, you'll miss it, and it'll be like a big hole's missing from your life. And I'm sure Sammy will make the right decision, but when it's time for him to hang up his boots, it'll be right for him. But from what I've seen over the years, Sammy can go for as long as he wants.
Yeah, not anytime soon, definitely.
No, definitely. It's it's a big year for us at the club.
Absolutely.
Everyone make no noise about it. We've had 2 disappointing seasons. Ultimately we've had 2 potential promotions taken from us, and there's unfinished business there. And Sammy, as well as the other older players, Gary Elphick, they're all looking over their shoulder, I'm sure, and they all feel the same way. So, Sammy just needs to enjoy his football this year and not think about whether it's this year or next year or the year after that he wants to finish. He's just got to enjoy every minute of it. And I'm sure on Tuesday, for his testimonial, he will, and he'll get the day he deserves in front of his friends and family. It'll be a good day for the club as well.
Oh, excellent. Well, thanks very much for that, Jack. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
A great pleasure to be speaking with Craig Stone.
I'll kick straight into it, Craig. So, Craig, who, us fans, we think, you are our mountain at the back, right? Before we get your thoughts on the magnificent Sammy Adams, right, I must ask you, what club was that out of your bag that you used for your goal against Eastbourne?
It was probably, I would say, a 9-9, I think.
Yeah.
Or a little pitching wedge. I pulled that one out and had to use that one, I think.
That was a beauty.
Yeah, it was nice, wasn't it? Yeah, as soon as I hit it, to be fair, I was struggling a little bit with my quad, funny enough. I had a little strain in my quad from early on in the game, so I was a little bit cautious of doing it, and I think that's why it was it was more of a deft touch than it was sort of over hit, because I was a little bit concerned about my quad, so I gave it a little less on it, and it just it dropped nicely, to be fair. I'm quite good with this finish.
That was a beauty. Yeah.
So no, it was decent. I enjoyed it. One of the best ones, in fact, one of the best ones I've scored. I scored a similar one at Eastbourne when I was there as well. I was talking to it was on my Facebook, and David Taylor. There was talk with Colin and saying a similar one when I played against Havant for Eastbourne. It was a similar stuff. So at least it proves that I'm meant to do it, and I've had it more than once.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we all think you're a class act. Anyway, going on, because we got this great Sammy Adams testimonial coming up. As we're trying to get a few people's thoughts on the great man, we all love him from a fan's perspective. But so, just your thoughts on being around Sammy.
Yeah, I mean, I've known him sort of a couple of years now, since I first obviously joined Hastings. I didn't know Sammy before that, because he'd been sort of on the coast and down at Hastings all his life, so I hadn't really come across him too much. Hastings wasn't really a team that I played against very often, and I hadn't really sort of come across him on the circuit. But from the first day, you can just tell he's just a genuine, really good guy, and he's what I would call an old school type of character, where he's so determined when he's training and when he's playing. He just constantly sets examples. And I even had a conversation with him yesterday. I was saying, we were doing a certain stretch that Bobby was getting us to do, and I said, I'm 32, I'm starting to get too old for these. And he was like, shut up, Stan, you've got 2 years on me. And I was thinking, God, you're like 34 and you're 35 already.
Yeah.
You just wouldn't think of him, because the way he trains and the way he's determined just to make sure that he's the best trainer and the best player. The hunger that he's still got to play games of football, even at 35 years old, is incredible, really. And he doesn't really look like he's slowing up at all at any stage. There's not a training session that he misses. Whereas, at times me and Gaz need a little bit more time out, maybe sometimes. And Sammy Adams doesn't. He can just keep going all day long, and it doesn't really seem to tire. And the fans see that every single day and every single time he plays. But I can assure the fans that it's a training ground thing as well, and he just constantly demands more from other players. And if it's not going right and he doesn't feel the game's going the way we should do, he doesn't have a hesitation in telling you. And me and him have had a few rows on the pitch, because he screams at me and I'll scream back. And that's the sort of character he is, and that's what I love about him. That's what is important. It's so important for the team, and it's important off the pitch. That's the kind of character he is, that you just know where you stand with him, and there's nothing hidden with him. Do what he can for you. He'll have a beer after the game and stay behind and have a chat amongst the group, and he's always at everything social and things like that, as much as he can be. So he's brilliant, and a real family man. Family always comes to the game, and it's great he gets the opportunity at Tottenham, in a set-out crowd. I'm sure he deserves it.
No, absolutely. I mean, have you got? I know, as you say, you've only played with him for a few years. Is there any particular favourite moment with him?
The thing is with Sammy is every single game you know what you're going to get. So you probably take for granted the goals that he scored over the couple of years that we played with him. The performances that he's going to produce, and he's just going to do that every single week. There's nothing, and it just becomes second nature. It just becomes something we're used to with Sammy. I remember when I first walked in the building and Aggie was going through some players and sort of trying to identify certain areas you might need. And I remember a conversation about Sammy, and he said to me, wait till you see him play. He's probably one of the most underrated players, and that sounds a little bit doesn't make a service, but you would expect someone of Sammy's calibre now, you would be saying he's someone that's kind of played league football all his career, and he's dropping down the levels, but he's not. He's just a player that loves playing for Hastings and loves sort of doing what he's doing, and he's had a great career for and you can see why now I rates him so highly, and he's given him no thought process when he comes around to a contract the next year, whatever league you're in, you take a Sammy Adams with you.
Yeah, that's good to hear. I mean, I know with the conversations I've had with people, for us fans, we're all fickle and that. We all love him, but from the players I've spoken to, all of them have got the utmost respect for him and the things that he brings behind the scenes as well as on the pitch. he just comes across as, we're just so bloody lucky to have him. On another note, Craig, anything you're willing to disclose? Any funny moments? Any pranks? Anything that can go outside the dressing room, or is it hush hush?
I wish there was. To be fair, Sammy's not like he's quite squeaky clean with what he does. He'll have a beer, he'll have a bit of banter with the lads, and he'll get involved in all that sort of thing. But he's also, he's a good family man. He's very sensible with what he does as well, and there's not really too many moments where you can turn around and embarrass him, to be honest. He's quite clever at staying away from those sort of moments. But yes, I wish there was, but there's not really. He's just a genuinely good guy, so you don't really get them opportunities to rip him too much. He's quite experienced and keeps himself away from them opportunities of being battered. So for me in the change rooms and after training and stuff like that, he's very professional in what he does. So unfortunately, there's nothing I can give you. Unfortunately,
no, that's all right. That's all right.
But it's not, unfortunately.
That's all right. Well, listen, look, Craig. Thanks for your time, mate. I mean, I know we're all rooting for a sellout on Tuesday, and obviously for Sammy and his family to have a great night.
I'm sure there will be, and I'm sure it'd be a great occasion for him. Definitely, it's good to have someone like Spurs down there as well, and there'll be plenty of people there for sure. And I've heard there's already 1,000 tickets sold, and there'll be a lot more on the door as well. So it'd be really good.
Oh, excellent. Okay, Craig. Well, listen, thanks for your time, mate, and see you at the game.
And here's Supporters Club Chairman Adam Smith.
Right, I'm joined by the chairman of the HUISC, the never annoying Adam Smith. Hello, sir.
Hello, Chris. How are you?
I'm okay. So, tell me all the wonderful things going on with the Supporters Club.
Well, it's been a long time since we last spoke, so a few things have happened. First off, we had our AGM a couple of months back. It's our first official one as the new incarnation of the Supporters Club, and we were really pleased with the great turnout we had at the Pilot Bar.
Yeah, I agree with that, Adam. It was very well attended, and I must say, professionally put on. You did a tidy job, mate.
Well, between me, you, and Kev Towner, we did a great little job there.
Yes, yes, you did. So yeah, okay. So AGM. What sort of things came out of the AGM, Adam?
Well, firstly, we sort of rounded off last year, sort of ended it saying, right, we've raised an amount, and as we said throughout the season, we've agreed to give an amount of money towards the Hastings United women's team.
Yeah.
We're going to put that towards some equipment they're going to need going into the new season.
Excellent.
Which is good that we've been able to help out with that.
Yep. Moving
on to this season, we have chosen to use the Hastings United Pre-Academy as the part of the football club we support.
Okay.
So what we're basically going to do with them is same sort of idea. So any functions, any events that we put on, there will be a sum of money that we can put towards them at the end of the year for kits and cones and whatever the young kids need to have a kick around on a Saturday morning.
That's brilliant.
And then also, as part of that, we understand that the Pre-Academy are going to use the Pilot Fields pitch on match days. And we've also agreed that we're going to help out a bit with that. So after they've had their little kickabout, we'll get the pitch ready for Hastings United to play.
Is that to stop a certain groundsman from strangling a few people?
I think so. and to maybe put ourselves forward as a new groundsman. No, we couldn't take away the great job Simon does.
Yeah, it's true. Also, I know wasn't there a mention of we're going to help with the club shop in some way?
Yeah, the Pre-Academy are going to use the club shop as their little base. So, as part of the works going on at the Pilot Field before the season, we're going to be up there clearing it out and making it all ready for them.
Excellent. Very good. Okay, was there anything else from the AGM, Adam? Or
in general, it was really good. We fielded lots of questions from the fans that turned up. Hopefully we answered a few and people got on board with our vision for the new season. We also had a couple of newspapers there that run articles on the AGM and what we're all about, which was really nice to actually get some recognition out there into the town, and not just within the Hastings United family as such.
Yeah.
And then to top it off at the end, we had a little Q&A with Hastings Chief Billy Wood.
Yeah.
Which really insightful, really, and it's something that we will do a few times throughout the season, is get Billy in and just keep us all informed what's going on with the football club.
Oh, excellent. All right, and so moving on from the AGM, I do believe that we had the Tynekiln Walk coming up. Why don't you talk about that, Adam?
Yeah. Finally, it's something that we've wanted to do, and since we found out that Hastings' proposed move was to Tynekiln, we thought, well, let's raise awareness of this by walking from the pilot field to Tynekiln.
Yeah, and we also had a little football match, didn't we, where I'm sure a certain Adam got a couple of goals at the end, didn't he?
I believe I got a hat-trick and the winning goal before you abruptly halted the match so we could drink some champagne.
I know, it was excellent stuff.
No, that was a great little day out, boiling hot day. We had a good turnout of fans, actually, all marched up there with our Hastings kits on. Yeah,
I've got some good acknowledgement, didn't we? In terms of, there was a few beeps of horns and nothing abusive was thrown at us, which was nice.
There was no Hastings United abuse, and there was a couple of people shouting Hastings and bibbing horns, and it was nice.
Leading on from that then, Adam, so we've had the Tynekiln Walk now, hopefully that decision's coming back very soon and it's going to be in our favour.
Definitely.
Oh yeah. What sort of bits and pieces are the supporters club lining up as the season kicks off?
Right, so to get some interaction with our members and most importantly the whole of Hastings United fan base together, we've got a few things that we're going to be starting up and trialling, seeing how successful we can make them. Firstly, we are going to run some sort of Sabutio tournament.
Oh, nice. A champion game of all.
Oh, yes. So we're inviting everyone to dust off their players and bring them along. We're just in final planning stage of the exact date we're going to do it, but we are going to turn the pilot bar into a little Sabutio stadium and have a good night of Sabutio.
That sounds a good laugh. Yeah, okay, so that's Sabutio. Anything else, Adam?
Yeah, we've been approached by a few of our members saying, can we do something darts related? So we've had a little think about it, and kindly Lee Hersey has donated a brand new dart board for the pilot bar. So what we're going to do, we're going to start up with a darts night. We don't know how regular we're going to do it, but hopefully if there's a massive turnout on it, we're going to turn it into something regular and even onto Hastings United darts teams in the local league.
Well, that'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, something a bit different, but something, it doesn't always have to be football related with Hastings United. If we can get the name of Hastings United and the supporters club out in the town through various other avenues, then it's something that we want to explore.
Talking of football then, we've also trying to get, I hear, a regular football, maybe five-a-side something.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we've it's something we want to do for a while, is host a little five-a-side tournament. So we invite all the Hastings fans to get themselves together, get a little team, and then we find a pitch for a day and have a little tournament. Yeah. So we're going to do that, and then also just for something to get us all out, and now the lockdown's gone and we can all do things, we'll do a regular meet-up once a week, once a fortnight, and have a little kicker out somewhere in the evening.
That sounds brilliant. I know, I'm up for that.
Yeah, definitely. Well, after our little kick about Tynekiln, I think we've got about 10 of us that want to do it straight away.
Well, yeah, and also, I mean, I was robbed. I had beaten up and kicked, pushed around by, particularly Daryl bullied me, so I need to get vengeance.
He was on your team, though, wasn't
he? No one's on my team.
That's where you went wrong.
Yeah, well, okay. Well, look, thanks for your time. Again,
no problem.
Obviously, you come on again when and if you've got some other bits and pieces planned.
Yeah, definitely. What we're going to do, we're going to definitely use the podcast this season as a bit of an advertising place for when we've decided dates on the darts, on the Sabutio, on the football. So definitely keep listening out, and we'll let everyone know when we're going to do it.
Okay.
And there's more things throughout the season that's going to keep coming.
Okay, Adam, the chairman Mao of the Supporters Club, I wish you good evening.
Good evening, sir. Thank you very much.
That's it for another episode, Hughes fans. It's so good to be back after so long, and the new season is upon us. All that's left to say is, I've been your host, Chris Laverick. Hope you have a good week, and see you at the game, especially the Sammy Adams testimonial this Tuesday at the Pilot Field 7:45 kickoff. Be there.